I'm Lenneke B. My first poem is about Accra. I've been there 2 times. Accra in Ghana. Yes. Any Ghanaians in the building? Yes. I once went there as a visitor for the Chaliwote Festival. I saw pictures on Facebook and I was like, okay, I need to go there. And the year after I performed, and this is about my experience there. Let me breathe for a second. My experience has mostly been inside. Inside a room with the fan on, blowing dreams from outside sky, the ones I thought had left me. Into my face, inside my ears, listening to the city sounds, the noise of life moving crisscross, flowing through the streets. Inside my nose, where air, smell and dust gathered, creating the perfect mix of love, disaster, damage and creation. On these dusty roads on which dreams are born, where one thinks, I'm ready. Because the hustle of every day is the journey to attain just one more day. When life is more apparent, death will show its ugly face and tells us it's all a building of facts, of past, of now and then, and how to continue. While time is non-existent if you don't move. I sit still for now and try to think why. My spirit is screaming. I think with every poem my voice is trembling less and less. This is about my family. It's actually a few months before there was actually a drama in the family, but this was when I met them and I felt like shit. My mother says you when she really means I. I get confused sometimes with her you and I's, her silent tries of making me feel good. I love her more than anything. I see the glimpse of the child she once was and still is and ever will be. The family next to us is sipping their wine, the 3 of us staring at them because we are all curious, we are all inviting, we are all loving, and we are all afraid of what is coming. We take turns in comforting each other. And I dare to say I feel bad. I even cry a little. My father talks of past and his experience in life, and I finally listen. His words are nice and wise because they are coming from a common man, a very, very special common man. A man that dares to be common and makes himself special with having peace with less. My ideals will never rest. And as well, I'm thankful for that. Intensity is what I need and what I get. I only seek how to carry it with grace. High highs come with deep lows, says my father, my special father. But it gives life a spark. It makes it radiate. I know, my voice getting louder as I finish my second drink. I can taste death sometimes on my tongue. It's time to go home, both we know. My restless soul, swiftly giving them a kiss goodbye, already flying away to a next adventure, of would and should and want, but first, nothing.
For every action, there is a reaction. For every feeling, there is a reason. You do not feel like you can have I love you without having because. You search for any reason to have value. You look for someone to sing arias about why you matter. You want their vibrato to reverberate the whole theater and shake you awake. But when they sing to you, it never feels loud enough. No matter how many chanters' voice praises, their passion leaves you empty. The love of others cannot fulfill you, and you can't understand why. The woods are filled with trees even though no one gave them permission to grow. The woods are filled with insects even though some have never been seen before. The woods are filled with creatures even though they are not invincible. All of nature has a skill, formed from deficiency. Birds cannot run fast, so they learn to fly. If nature never recognized its weaknesses, it would never survive. If you never look at what you have as weaknesses, you cannot survive. If you want to hold value, open your fists. The prints on your palms are the only to exist. You are of irreplaceable importance. You do not need the voices of others to breathe air into your lungs. Sing melodies to yourself. You don't need their affirmations to belong. I wish I was as strong as paper. It can only be folded 7 times before it becomes too rigid to move. If only I could have been this way around you, where on your 8th attempt to force me to bend, I would have become indestructible. But I was not as strong as paper. Instead, you pressed me 1,000 times over, and with such unspeakable pressure that I became a fossil of my former self. I thought normal was running down the stairs and stumbling into my room and wedging myself between me and you, putting my back to the door and my feet against the bed frame, and you throwing yourself against the door and screaming my name and causing my knees to buckle as you shoved, but not being able to get through. I thought that was normal. I made you hide behind a car once because my friends were walking by. I didn't want to find out that I had jumped back into the grave they had pulled me out of. I thought you would be angry as I crouched down and pulled you down with me, but you didn't hesitate. You hid as well. At the time, I felt only relief as we both watched my friends walk past and around the corner, but now, as I reflect, I realize you weren't angry that I asked you to hide because you knew there was something worth hiding. You are like fabric dye. You are ink that spreads beyond the fabric and stains things that weren't meant to be, like my fingers and under my nails. No amount of scalding hot water and soap will rid me of you. I can't get you off my skin. The worst part of all of this is my friends are still your friends. We were going through the ritual. You had removed my shirt and massaged my shoulders and my back. And then my jeans were gone. Left leg, right leg. You moved down to my feet and then back up again. I knew what was next. I lay face down, waiting to be rolled over. But I heard you get up and leave the room. I heard the door to the bathroom open and close. I looked over my shoulder. The door was open. I don't know what made this time different. I don't know where the motivation came from, or the strength to move, but for some reason this time I had it. Before I had fully registered my thoughts, I was pulling my clothes back on. I was gathering pieces of myself off the floor and stuffing them into my bag. I had to be fast. You were going to be back at any minute now. Never mind my hand-painted mug or my plant or the food I'd left in your fridge. I shoved my feet into my sneakers, bending the heels down so they slid on like sandals, and you were there in the doorway. Where are you going? I said nothing. I laid back down. I laid back down quietly onto your bed, and it was burning. A sacrificial pyre on which I was to be incinerated. My skin was blackened with your charcoal fingerprints. I tried to speak but coughed up only ash. As I lay writhing, reeking of death and burnt hair, you watched and stoked the flames. I was your ultimate offering to a God who wasn't there. Once I heard that all of your skin cells rejuvenate every 7 years, meaning that one day there wouldn't be a place on me that you had ever touched. I felt so free until I realized you had gotten so much farther than my skin. You seeped into my bones through my teeth. I can't ever escape what you did. You will be walking with me forever. You tried to make me stay by saying, no one will ever love you like I do. I thought this was a lie and that I'd find someone else to love me the same way. Now though, I think you're right. No one will ever love me like you did. Because it wasn't love, and I won't let them. Humans crave to leave an imprint on the world, so once they're gone, their memory remains. I want you to know you have no legacy. The marks you have left on me are fading. Do not feel satisfaction. You've achieved nothing. I am not thinking of you. I am thinking of myself. Give me a story. Give me a story where you're honest. Give me a story where I'm not having to pry it out of you. Where I am not having to get you to tell me that I am not crazy and that these things were real. Talk. This is the only time I will give you the space. Here, in front of a judge and jury, speak your truth. Speak the truth. I will not beg you, because you are the one to blame. You are the one in need of forgiveness. Repent. Tell them what you've done. Tell them I was right. Give me the validation that I have been searching for. I am in control of this story. And in this story, you fucking talk. Thank you.